I think what we heard the president say, and really just an observation, his overall demeanor said it all for me. My takeaways were the president was confident. He seemed calm. Seemed like he was honestly in a good mood. Looked like someone who made the call and is in charge of dismantling the bully of the Middle East, Iran, and he's pretty happy with the results. He took his time going down the line of reporters, stopping every so often, take some questions, giving us the updates, all right? So let's take a listen to some of it.
Well, we've been hitting them awfully hard. I mean, I don't know if you can possibly get hit harder. Well, I think we've won. We've knocked out their Navy, their Air Force. We've knocked out their anti-aircraft. We've knocked out everything. We're roaming free. From a military standpoint, all they're doing is clogging up the strait. But from a military standpoint, they're finished. We've defeated the enemy, and they are an enemy. They're a sick group of people.
And when you put it into perspective so far at this point, I think the president's right. It has been just 21 days, and what does Iran have left other than small one-offs at this point? You know, they shoot a couple rockets off here and there, and they do cause damage, and in some cases death, and I do not want to downplay that at all. That is awful. But imagine you're the Iranian regime, and for 47 years you've been building up this military, chanting death to America, holding rallies in the streets, putting it online so everyone can see. They were always flexing their muscles, but after 21 days, you don't have much left in the tank. That's kind of embarrassing, at least the way I see it. And it's now reported that in order to take back the last piece of leverage the Iranian regime has at this point, which is the Strait of Hormuz, we're starting to deploy low-flying attack aircraft. U.S. warplanes and helicopters, they kick off the battle to reopen Hormuz. That was in the Wall Street Journal. It goes on to say, we're sending in low-flying attack jets over the sea lanes to blast the Iranian naval vessels and Apache helicopters to shoot down the Iran's deadly drones. Talk about demoralizing, right? The Iranians can see these planes coming overhead. Oh, no, there's an Apache helicopter. There's nothing they can do about it because they have no way to stop it at this point. Their defenses, they're all blown up. Here's the president on that today.
The difference between them and us is they had a Navy 2 weeks ago. They have no Navy anymore. It's all at the bottom of the sea. 58 ships knocked down in 2 days. And we have the greatest Navy anywhere in the world. It's not even close.
Yeah, we're showing that. Again, after 21 days, our military is confident enough to basically fly anywhere they want over where 20% of the world's oil sails through. I think that is pretty significant. If you ask me, it's a major accomplishment, and we're still doing it alone. President Trump on NATO countries and others not helping out yet, despite the fact that they're the ones who need that oil, not us.
NATO could help us, but they so far haven't had the courage to do so. And others could help us, but, you know, we don't use it. You know, at a certain point, it'll open itself. I think NATO's gone down a long way because they haven't. I mean, they should be helping with the Strait. They get much of their energy from the Strait of Hormuz.
All right, let's talk what else it would take to secure the Strait. There's now more and more reporting that maybe some type of ground offensive in the region by our Marines. And this is from CBS News today, so take it with a grain of salt. Mr. Trump has been deliberating whether to position ground forces in the region. Sources said on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. They also report that roughly 2,200 to 2,500 Marines from the California-based USS Boxer Amphibious Ready Group and the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit are heading to U.S. Central Command that is responsible for all American forces in the Middle East. Okay, so that looks like that is happening. But here was the president's response to that and the taking of Karga Island, which is the island where most of Iran, their oil passes through. They need that economically to survive as a country.
Well, you know, I may have a plan or I may not, but how would I ever say that to a reporter? If I said that to a reporter, Marco would say, please, sir, let's bring you over to the helicopter immediately, right? No, I can't tell you that.
Like I said, it seemed like he was in a good mood and for good reason. We're talking about the #1 state sponsor of terrorism in the world, and their biggest export is radical Islamic jihad, the biggest on earth. It's Iran being crippled in 21 days, and it was his call.
Newsmax.